Item 5B is a recognition of Tony Monsalillo for his service to our country and to our community for feeding people in need during the coronavirus pandemic. I'm going to hand this over to Commissioner LaCastro, who sponsored this item. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you'll indulge me for
You need to be on. Wait, you need to be on a mic.
Okay. Can you hear me? You know, often we gather in here and people look at this as a room that's filled of controversy and negatives and positives and whatnot. But more than that, there's so much good that happens in this community outside of these walls, outside of this building. And, you know, it's citizens. We need citizens to come forward and help us find those pockets of excellence that maybe we haven't seen. Mark Batchelor is one such citizen that is a good friend of mine. And even though, you know, we ran against each other, it just shows you how great democracy is. You know, he's become one of my my closest resources. And he knows where these pockets of excellence are. And I want to invite Mark to come up now, and Tony as well. And Mark's going to just give you a little bit of a background on how much great work this gentleman is doing, Tony, who he's going to talk to you about with his organization, and how much great things are happening in the community because of this man. Mark?
Thanks, Rick. Thank you, Commissioners, Chairperson, especially Commissioner LaCastro. I went to Rick a couple months ago and I said, you know, we have a lot of good things happen in the county, but there's a lot of people starving, and that's why we're here today, me and Tony, because not just with the COVID-19, but a lot of things. There's people that just don't know where their next meal is coming from. And Tony saw this, feedthyneighbor.us, and started this organization completely on his own, cooking in his own kitchen, packing the meals out, and delivering. I'll let him go through the details how many meals a day he does. We're also, I actually am on the board of directors for that feedthyneighbor.us because I believe in it so much, but also we're about 24 hours away for finding a kitchen to cook all this food with the Elks Lodge down in Naples. Tony Dodge here is representing the Elks right now. So that took a lot of work and a lot of contract time, and thanks to Tony Dodge, too, for making that happen. So I won't ramble on. I just want to have Tony come up and talk about this great organization. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity. This is a wonderful thing. I started this a year ago, and because speaking online on Nextdoor and on Facebook, I couldn't believe how many people were having problems getting food. And they'd say that, well, we can go get baskets of food at the pantries, but we can't cook. Well, social welfare puts us in hotel rooms where we get evicted, but we have no cooking facilities. And then I found a number of people who were living in camps behind the Circle K, on Collier Boulevard, over in Bayshore. And then I found some people living in the trailer parks who didn't even have electricity. So it just grew. And I don't know how it grew like it did, because it was just supposed to be me feeding a few people, but now we got 100 volunteers. And we're doing around 350, sometimes 400 meals a day, plates a day. And, you know, when you go out there, and I go out 3-4 times a week myself. I still go out in the field. When you go out there, it gives you the drive to go on more. You know, I got 3 little boys I feed down on, 4 little boys I feed down on the end of Bayshore Road where the trailers are. And those kids there come running when they see my car because they want to eat. You know, and I stop and buy them chocolate cakes and whatever. And Fifth Avenue North, down where the project is back there, housing, I should say project, housing for people who need it. I fed people there. But the worst cases I find are way out by back of Golden Gate and stuff. You know, I had one girl who called us out on Saturday. She said, I'm feeding my kids cereal and water. She says, and I'm not even eating that so that they can eat. I said, gee, we don't even cook on Saturday. So we jumped in my car And we went up to Publix, and we bought everything like we could, like roasted chicken and sandwiches and stuff, and brought them up there. And I couldn't believe this girl was a bartender on Fifth Avenue. She was making $500 a night, and she ended up in a situation like that. It's just ain't right, you know? So somebody's got to do something about it. And I guess I was nominated. That's all I can tell you. And the 100 volunteers.
This is from, on behalf of all the Collier County Board of Commissioners and our staff, recognizes Tony for both his service to
You're
our
not invited.
country and to
Not
your
invited.
extraordinary efforts to serve your neighbors, veterans, and homeless individuals in their time of need during this unprecedented pandemic. Your personal efforts in founding the not-for-profit Feed Thy Neighbor are officially recognized. Your contributions to our country are innumerable, not only during your time of active duty, but also to our local community.
If you want to get
Thank you
together,
on behalf
send
of
an
all of
email.
the Board of County Commissioners and our staff.
What'd I do? Forgive me.